Veteran cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. is ready for his Pittsburgh Steelers debut. The team announced Saturday that it elevated Samuel from the practice squad to the active roster for the Week 13 matchup against the Buffalo Bills. However, the Steelers also had bad news Saturday. The team placed injured starting left tackle Broderick Jones on injured reserve. With the move, Jones will not be eligible to play again until Week 17. While speaking to reporters Tuesday, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin ruled out Jones for Sunday's showdown versus the Bills. But it wasn't clear whether Jones would need to miss more than just a single game. The left tackle exited the Week 12 matchup versus the Chicago Bears on November 23 because of a neck injury. Sunday will be the first game in Jones's 3-year NFL career. He will not be available to play. From a healthy perspective, Samuel is on the opposite spectrum. Against the Bills, Samuel will be appearing in his first NFL game since September 29, 2024. Samuel didn't play after Week 4 last season because of a shoulder injury. The Steelers added Samuel to their practice squad on November 11. CB Asante Samuel Jr. set to make Steelers debut. With Jalen Ramsey moved to safety and Darius Slay in the concussion protocol early in November, it made a lot of sense for the Steelers to take a flyer on Samuel. The 26-year-old will finally get a shot to at least provide some depth on game day for Pittsburgh. Samuel will make his team debut with starting Steelers cornerback Joey Porter Jr. potentially less than 100%. Porter practiced in limited fashion Wednesday and Thursday because of a hip issue. Samuel's elevation could be an indication that Porter won't play his usual snaps. However, Porter did fully practice Friday and doesn't have an injury designation entering Sunday. Slay made his return from the concussion protocol in Week 12. In 4 NFL seasons, Samuel has posted 176 combined tackles, 37 pass defenses, and 6 interceptions. Steelers place Broderick Jones on injured reserve. The former 2023 first-round pick mostly failed to live up to his draft hype the first 2 years of his career. But back at his more natural left tackle spot in 2025, Jones has settled in this season and played well. With that in mind, his absence could be significant, especially given that the Steelers don't have a ton of tackle depth on their roster. Steelers insider Mark Kavally described Jones landing on injured reserve as not good for the team. Steelers place Broderick Jones on injured list. Not good for Steelers. Has gotten better every week. Added Asante Samuel to 53 many. In Week 13 versus the Bills, the Steelers will start veteran Andrus Peat at left tackle. The New Orleans Saints drafted Peat at number 13 overall in the 2015 NFL Draft. Peat has played left tackle and guard throughout his 11-year NFL career. The 32-year-old has mostly been a healthy scratch for the Steelers this season. In Week 10 against the Los Angeles Chargers, Peat started at left guard for an injured Isaac Seumalo, but Peat only played 8 snaps on offense. Peat made his last start at left tackle in 2023. The Pittsburgh Steelers will have their QB1 back under center Sunday as Aaron Rodgers is off the injury report and ready to face the Buffalo Bills. Rodgers, who missed last week's game against the Chicago Bears after injuring his left wrist in Week 11 against the Bengals, practiced fully on Friday. He was a full participant today with no designation for the game, so it's all systems go, head coach Mike Tomlin told reporters earlier this week. But here's the jaw-dropping part. According to Ian Rappaport, Rodgers is playing despite at least 3 broken bones in his left wrist, including one significant fracture that normally only occurs with substantial force. Despite the severity, Rodgers is expected to lead the Steelers in a pivotal matchup against Josh Allen and the Bills. Pittsburgh is looking to rebound after losing 2 of their last 3 games, with their slim AFC North lead over the Baltimore Ravens now at just half a game. With Rodgers back, even battered, the Steelers hope to regain momentum in a tight division race. It's game day, Bills Mafia. The Buffalo Bills, 7-4, are on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 6-5, in a game with major playoff implications. A loss in Pittsburgh would see Buffalo fall outside the AFC playoff field with 5 weeks remaining in the regular season, and today's edition of Buffalo Rumblings has everything you need to know as the shorthanded Bills look to hold on to their spot in the AFC playoff picture. Predictions: Bills versus Steelers. Bills beat writers and NFL pundits break down the key matchups to watch and offer up their thoughts on how they see the Week 13 clash, with the Steelers playing out as Buffalo will turn to a pair of backup tackles with left tackle Dion Dawkins and right tackle Spencer Brown sidelined. Latest Bills and Steelers injury report. Bills starting left tackle Dion Dawkins, concussion. Starting right tackle Spencer Brown, right shoulder. Starting linebacker Terrell Bernard, elbow, and wide receiver Curtis Samuel, elbow/neck, will miss today's game versus the Steelers. Offensive lineman Tylan Grable, IR, concussion. Tight end Dalton Kincaid, hamstring, and wide receiver Joshua Palmer, ankle, are considered questionable for Sunday. On the other sideline, left tackle Broderick Jones, neck, and rookie defensive tackle Derek Harmon, knee, have been ruled out by Pittsburgh head coach Mike Tomlin, while quarterback Aaron Rodgers, left wrist, wide receiver DK Metcalf, ankle, linebacker Alex Highsmith, pectoral muscle, defensive tackle Cameron Hayward, ankle, and cornerback Joey Porter Jr., hip, are expected to play. How to follow Bills vs. Steelers from home. Below you'll find all the information for how you can follow today's game from the comfort of your couch. Exploring how the Bills should be thankful for a wide-open AFC as they seek to secure a Super Wild Card weekend berth. Plus, who Bills fans should be rooting for in Week 13, how offensive coordinator Joe Brady's chances of landing a head coaching position could hinge on whether the Bills make the playoffs, how the Thanksgiving trio of games should serve as a reminder to General Manager Brandon Beane that Josh Allen needs a dynamic number 1 wide receiver, and more. The Buffalo Bills are coming off a mini-bye week after suffering a Week 12 Thursday night loss to the Houston Texans, sending them to 7-4 on the season, which caused them to tumble to the number 7 seed in the AFC playoff picture after the Jacksonville Jaguars defeated the Arizona Cardinals. The Bills need a win to keep pace with the New England Patriots in the AFC East, who hold a 3-game lead in the division, and they'll be heading to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers without multiple key contributors. Left tackle Dion Dawkins and right tackle Spencer Brown are both out for Week 13. Facing a pass rusher like TJ, but with a pair of backup tackles, is not ideal, to say the least. However, the Bills can take advantage of one glaring weakness with the Steelers' run defense. Per Next Gen Stats, the Steelers rank 24th in EPA per rush on defense, and Pittsburgh is allowing north of 100 rushing yards per game. This is where the Bills need to lean on James Cook. Since James Cook entered the league in 2022, the Bills are 12-2 when he rushes for 100-plus yards. Considering both tackles are down, combined with Josh Allen dealing with an elbow injury, this is also the perfect way to keep Watt and Nick Herbig off of Allen. The best way to take a pass rush out of a game is by being able to lean on a good run game. The Bills shouldn't put everything on the plate of the defending MVP in Week 13. Ride James Cook against a bad run defense, and let Buffalo's ground game be what gets them to 8-4 against a team that, frankly, doesn't pose much of a threat.